Yeah, not sure what happened. It just tell me the stream disconnected, but yeah, I have to stop the stream software to get it work. Yeah, I have no idea what happened. But yeah, I heard about like Twitch recently are not that stable, or maybe just like slow in general. So I have no idea what's going on. Apparently I'm not connecting to a bad Wi-Fi since I test the speed of that. So not sure what's going on, but yeah, if you refresh, it should work. Yeah, that's the super loop. I still find it's like really useful in terms of how to tune the stabilizers. I get back from, you know, like using the BDZ back to using this one. I feel like BDZ just not that easy to use. I still didn't master that, especially for how many stabilizers we have for this board. I don't quite get confident. I usually try the new method on my own keyboard, and if I like that, I can use that. Hydrate. Thank you, Hazel. I need water. Yeah, be right back. I don't know, stream decide to stop at a random time, and now I have to drink some water. Not have to. I should drink some water time to time. But yeah, Hazel, remind me. Okay. I hope I don't go over. Streamlab trying to kill me. This is what you need. Drink some water. But yeah, just speaking of the steps, looping, I feel like the diode grease or the super loop still works the best. The only thing is like you probably still need to like replug the loop time to time. So I feel like even for my own board, I have to do that. And I know people mention the holy mod don't really need to do that. But I hate the holy mod feeling. Maybe I'm not using the right bandage. I actually used the stabilizers stickers left over from KB Defense the last time, because I don't want to just like try to get some random band-aid from my closet. But I don't think like my experiment turned out to be too good. So next time I will try something different, maybe use a real band-aid. But yeah, so far the Dragon Ball loop, aka HXT BDZ, or maybe, yeah, whatever letter it is, I don't feel like it's really good. Either I didn't use it enough, or it just like have to be perfectly looped. I still feel like ticking when using that. But for diode grease, you can always plug in more to get a good performance. But yeah, I hope you don't really need that. Yeah, also like for clients build, they're definitely happy about that first. I don't know what happened after like, you know, half year. If they don't get happy about that, what do they do? So maybe I should include some maintenance tool so that they can always like replug. So maybe the brush and a tube of super lube. Got. Okay, at least didn't destroy my forever. Yeah, okay, I think you spelled that wrong. I'm always right. It's HXT BDZ. No, just kidding. I don't think that matters. It's just like the lube I will probably not use in the future unless client want that, because you know sometimes the preference matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's not like you have to remember it anyway. And I don't think like people call it Dragon Ball makes sense at all. It doesn't really match what Dragon Ball. Oh, it doesn't really match like the ladder on this lube. I will call it the other lube that I won't use. But yeah, I feel like I'm quite interested into like, you know, like any modding that could help the keyboard, but I think ease of use is one thing I always like pressure a lot. So yeah, you can do holy mod for one of the keyboard, but if you're doing every keyboard, and if you're like me, you have to do 1 or 2 keyboard every week, it's just a little bit too much work. Maybe I'm just lazy. But yeah, if I can do some work repeatedly to get a good performance, I would rather do that than something I don't really know. But yeah, maybe one day I will master the holy mod or the BDZ work on my own keyboard. Then I can adapt to the client work, but then I need to build enough of my own keyboard because I haven't built my own keyboard for a while. So yeah, time to take some rest, experiment on my own keyboard, and get back to the community with better technique. It's too expensive to experiment on client keyboard because they get back type for some days and hate that. It's hard to get back to improve on that. Like keyboard is heavy, and the client usually don't really know how to take out the PCB and plate itself, and sometimes like it's working well outside the case, but once you put in the case, it's different. So that's always happening. Anyway, TLDR, stabilizers are still hard to tune, even though I tuned so many keyboards. Maybe I'm just not perfect on stabilizer tuning, but it's possibly like just not that easy. Oh, my bad. I still have 2 screws that I didn't screw in. When did that even happen? I literally see 2 screws and I thought they are extras. Well, that happened to, you know, streamers who build hundreds keyboard as well. And also sometimes you think something are extra, they are not. And you think something are not extras, but they are. So build guide is always important. Like yesterday I was watching Alex keyboard building 4J02, and there are 3 gaskets, 3 like full gasket on the keyboard. Okay, 1 second. Reply to message. But yeah, among all the 3 gaskets, they all have their own usage. I think Alex didn't find any build guides and end up only using 2. But still sounds good, and I don't know how the feel is, but definitely not like the original plan for the keyboard. But that's not to blame him, because this is a confusing keyboard to build, the J02. I would say if you don't really include build guide, expect customer to do anything they could potentially do, and shouldn't blame them. And even you give a build guide, customer may not look at that carefully. So the best will be, very easy design, or just like very user-friendly way of allowing user to build according to the spec. It's like how you can get the best UI so that users don't get confused without reading a huge menu, right? So nowadays that's the spirit of design. Anyway, we got the stabilizers in, and we are going to get some switches, and we can test the stabilizers, see if we need to do something more. Yeah, sometimes I save this step and end up with a bad result, and I have to rebuild or something else. So now I always need to do and prefer doing this step. Luckily, the last few times I had the problem without testing, it's mostly because of overconfidence, but also because I know that is a keyboard that I can rebuild easily, because they how do I say that, hot swap, so it doesn't matter if I failed on the first time. But that actually gave me the failure mode. Need something to hold that so that I don't really ruin my desk pad. So this is a really huge keyboard. I don't even know if I can finish the build today. I hope I can, but there's possibility that I just do some part of the work and I have to go and come back later. That could always happen. Okay, all the stabilizers key. Okay, get some keycaps to test. So some keys I have to get from this keyboard. Wait, where's my key puller? Okay, keycaps puller. So the shift by shift key. Okay, it's edit. Enter key. Bye. And the spacebar. To be honest, I'm not too confident with this spacebar because it didn't really sound perfect on my forever. So possibly have bad luck on the spacebar itself. Sometimes the spacebar could be not straight. Wait, this is 7U. Why I'm using that? Okay, definitely get a little bit sluggish on the enter. Maybe just need to like screw in, you know. When's my last time building a keyboard with numpad? So this change, the switches had the issue that we are going to change to another switch to test. Okay, let's hear how the mod sound. Okay, no ticking. Yeah, I still like Dulwich grease. They are working fine and sometimes perfectly. Okay, I'm always worried like the keycaps could just eat it to my drink. So both my drink and the keycaps were ruined. But yeah, it didn't happen yet. It's not like it will never happen. It just didn't happen yet. Okay, cool. So we are going to put all the switches onto this PCB. One thing we need to do is like cut one of the switches so that it can fit in the rightmost hole. So that's actually interesting thing. So that's due to the bad design of the PCB that you cannot put in the switches. So this one, so you can see like it doesn't really have the hole for the other leg. So the left side, yes, but not the right side. So they expect you to cut the leg. Anyway, cut leg, it works. Now time to figure out the bottom row layout. Left side is usually easy. For the regular 1.25 EU, it's always like left. The right side is confusing, so I have to count. So this is the down button should be aligned with the up button. Yeah, I'm trying to reasoning how to put all the switches here. Then it should be the same distance between left and right. Now the question is, how do we determine these two? But the best way is still using keycaps. So you don't really end up getting a bad switches position. Okay, look like this. I actually like how the OA switches match the color of this classic blue so good, so well, yes. Okay, once the switches get in, it's looking good. Now it's just time to repeat this work for the remaining 80 keys. And you always want to hear the click sound. That means the switches are snapping. But for this keyboard, I think the holes on the PCB were a little bit smaller. The tolerance has a little bit issue, so it's definitely harder to get in. But oh, by the way, I have to do something. I'll be right back. Yeah, don't go away. Okay, I'm back. So anyone in the group buy of mode 65? I think for the past 2 days there were 2 big streams about mode 65. I'm not trying to get one just because I have plenty 65% keyboard coming up. and I'm not too interested with a top mount 65%. Yeah, but what about you? If you are looking for 65%, I bet the mode 65 is a good option. Not convinced? Yeah, so I would say full keyboard like purchase. If you're not convinced for the first time, you shouldn't reconsider that, because when you get it, it's definitely like your taste may change, or maybe you will have other keyboards. So if you don't like, or maybe you are not convinced on the first time, don't try to get it anyway. Yeah, I feel like I got some keyboards like that, hesitate, then get it, but now I kind of regret. I think maybe one of them is the Leaf 65. Yeah, at first I just like how the side curve looks, and I like how the marketing, actually not marketing, it's actually the prototype photos of the polycarbonate unit is. But then I realized after I bought the keyboard that they were not using a PCB in the prototype build. That's why it looks better, because you are showing the switches and the plate when you are looking from the bottom of the polycarbonate plate up, like keyboard. So it looks better. But in reality, it won't be like that. It will show your, I won't say ugly PCB color, but most of the time the PCB doesn't really have a good color. So it will show that. That's the first thing. Yeah, so from the bottom, it won't look as good as their marketing or prototype photos. Second, I just realized that PCB doesn't have underglow. So for PC keyboard, when you don't have underglow, how can you sell that? So I am actually thinking maybe just selling my spot at cost. But maybe if I don't need that money, I can wait, but I might need that money. So the only thing is, like, I don't think they are handling like spot transferring. So I don't think people will trust me to give me the money so that I can change the shipping address to them. But anyway, it's just like I definitely have some overlooked on that keyboard. I just had a good faith on that. But when they deliver the time 80, are they the lab doing time 80? I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I will try. Maybe people will get into that and I can get my money back. Yeah, but yeah, the question is whether my configuration will be someone liked. I think like that's the risk of entering a group buy of very customized keyboards. It's like 65, the mode 65. So once you choose some configuration, maybe you are the only one on the world who like that. So it's really hard to, change your mind and try to sell that to other people. Especially like they haven't seen your configuration in real life. Yeah, anyway, it's just like I would say my lesson is, if you don't know if you want to get that keyboard or keycaps, just don't get it. If you like to get it, you can always wait until the last day unless it's limited. As long as you set the last day reminder. Actually, you can always not set the reminder. And if you like the keyboard or keycaps enough, you will remember it. You will get it. And if you don't, and you forget about that, you don't get it at the end, that means you don't like it enough. So that's the way I'm trying to treat things nowadays. Unless I like it a lot, I will probably get it on the first day. Yeah, I think the reason I get Olivier the first day is because I just like Olivier colorway a lot. I think I'm getting all of the Olivier stuff right now from vendor, not from like Mac Market. If I'm getting, you know, SA Olivier, it will be a huge bill. Yeah, so I get the Olivier Plus almost all the kits except the international kits. I'm not doing international layout. And I get both the NK65 Olivier, the dark one and the light one. But also that's another impulse buy. Maybe I shouldn't get both. But yeah, I like to try the DSS key, like profile keycaps. So that's why I got the Olivier immediately, because I know I like the colorway. And for anything that's like new profile, new material, if it has some reputable design, I will probably try that first. So that's like how I tried the cat Mizu, because I know Mizu looks awesome. No, you are not kidding. I mean, it's right. Flexing with some keycaps people will never understand or never buy, that's a way. But yeah, you're not daily Olivier, so it's a good excuse. Yeah, maybe I will put one keycap, a keyboard, the Piggy with Olivier on my decks, so nobody can really lift it, and another keyboard to type. But yeah, for anything new, I will try something I have confidence. Yeah, so for cat I had cat Mizu, for SA I got the SA Oblivion, and now I got the SA Godspeed because I just like the colorway and I want to get the profile. And I don't need the GMK version of those, because at the end of the day, you are probably taking photos for good keycaps and you're detailing on some keycaps that you're okay with detailing on them. So maybe the Classic Blue is the one I would daily on. It's just like so classic, you will never get tired of it. Okay, this keyboard is really taking effort. But so far, the only exception I'm doing is the cam profile. I don't see like people are doing cam profile for something that really, you know, like existed before. So I entered the cam super user, but I don't know how that will turn out, so I will not enter the second one until I have one on my hand. Same apply to the cat profile. I think after I got the the Keycaps, I see there's no chance I get that before end of the year. I got the Keycaps. But for Keycaps, I'm so disappointed about the quality. About the print, about the 7 spacebar. So I'm not getting another cat profile Keycaps group buy until they solve the problem. Until they at least send me the replacement of the 7 spacebar. But yeah, I got SA Oblivion, DSS Olivia, Keycaps. I like those options. So even I don't like the profile, they look good. But for GMK, I just always can do that. So GMK, I can always try something new. Okay, I don't really like, when the function row has the same indentation of the num row. I always prefer some of the offset. That's why I don't really get to the KVD 75 aesthetics. But it's like just so cheap, cheaper than other keyboards. Okay, these switches are not working well. Very fancy, huh? I don't know if I will take it when I'm going back to work. And also the back doesn't look that good. I didn't really dye my hair all the way to the back. Yeah, my girlfriend dyed my hair. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, I will see how my coworkers react next week. Okay, after all the time, I finally put all the switches in. Yeah. So the OA switches, I think it's matched well with the Classic Blue. It's the permanent, so it's, I don't know how to say that, but it's just like you have to bleach then dye. So your color will, this color will not stay for permanently. It will go back to the bleach state after a while. So you either have to dye again or bleached again to dye to, I don't know, black color, or maybe for me, I will probably just wait until it grow a little bit more and cut them to my original short hairstyle. So yeah, when I go back to office, I will just go back to the original state, all the black ones. Okay, cool. So we are going to solder. Yeah, I don't want to permanently dye my hair. So if there's option for me to cut those hair to go back to the normal state, yeah, I'm going to have a try. Yeah, that's my girlfriend offering. She's my go-to person to cut my hair as well. So I know she will cut my hair back to the original state. I like this carry back, but I'm using my drifting mechanic. Yeah, so this is the Dixie carry pack. No job test. I don't want to ruin my keyboard. But yeah, I know it definitely can sustain with the job. haven't soldered for a while. I know I didn't do soldering last week. Yeah, the last time I may just do some Mumax, but not on the stream. Okay, let's see. How can we get set up for everything I need? So this way of dyeing, it takes like 2 hours at home, but that's like when my girlfriend already try on her own hair and try once on my hair like for several weeks. I don't think you ever tell because they are so like, you know, so light, actually so dark the last time she dyed my hair. So this time it's much lighter, so you can see from the screen. And actually that's not the color that we want to dye. We actually want to dye the lilac color. But because the lilac color was so light, it didn't really apply to the bleached color very well. Okay, let me turn on the noise gate. Yeah, so what did I say? Yeah, about the dyeing process. So we chose the lilac color and try to do something different, but it ended up like not applying that very well. Yeah, so if you want to dye something lighter, you have to bleach a little bit more. I think it's similar to like, you know, the reverse dye up process of the keycaps. You cannot really dye the lighter color on top of like darker color. That's why the reverse dye up works on the like darker keycaps, because you have the latter lighter and you have the keycaps background color darker, and you have to dye the darker color on top of the lighter color. So you have to do the 5-side dye up, and the keycaps will definitely shrink. So I'm not really confident to do any like dye up dark keycaps at this moment. So don't come in any keycaps group buy until they do all the double shot process. Man, this PCB were not that good. It definitely take time to solder and get the solder onto those slots to do the perfect solder joint. I feel like I probably will make some cold joint. Yeah, usually when you have a good PCB, it's very quick to form a perfect solder joint. And that also makes the PCB less vulnerable to the heat. Yeah, I'm talking about like, you know, the Wilbur PCB, the AIO3 PCB, the Honey PCB. I haven't tried like, you know, the Whoopas or the Gondol PCB yet, so I cannot really tell, but I know every time I do the Wilbur PCB, they just like soldering like a masterpiece. Very quick to get solder joints form perfectly. Okay, one thing. Let me take a look on one thing. So who's watching soccer nowadays, especially the Euro? Yeah, I don't think I watched soccer for a while. I mean, for maybe a decade now. I didn't really follow what's going on. I still see like friends posting updates on that. I feel like soccer just like happened to be at usually like wrong time or maybe not very easy to access. So I don't really like hear any news unless friends telling. But yeah, maybe it's not like in the college you can watch soccer with a group of friends, and watching soccer yourself definitely feels very, you know, like boring. So this will be top mount aluminum plate, and I expect to hear the same sound as, you know, like the Tomo built by Teha, which will be described as bad sound by a lot of people. Yeah, we will see how that goes. But definitely will be classic sound. I just like not sure about the use of OA switches. Anyone will try to go the victory auction for the Chimney next week. The Chimera. Actually, I don't even know how to pronounce that. But I'm guessing the victory auction final price could be 3,000. I don't feel like any number I entered will matter. Just curious. Okay, I'm actually curious about the Discord status. What's my status right now? Huh, it didn't say like I'm streaming, huh? How do I set up like that? You know, sometimes I see people can have the streaming banner, and I thought that was because of connection of Twitch and Discord. I think I connect that. Then I later thought like maybe it's because of the nitro of Discord. But now I also have the trial of nitro, but I don't really see that happen. So I have no idea. So anyone heard about like the Delta Plus? I didn't really follow the news, but sounds like it's a serious thing. Does UK have like the new round of lockdown? Or just India? Yeah, I feel like this thing is not going to end anytime soon. Okay, this could be the second largest keyboard I've ever soldered. It takes so long. The first one would be the SP111 or SP111. That one was massive as well. But for that one, I'm like Max, and that's probably the first few times I Max a whole keyboard. So that's why like I spent so long to figure out how to do that more quickly. Okay, last two. Yeah, actually I'm still curious about the winkless version blocker of this keyboard, because it doesn't like you can do winkless layouts on this one. So still curious, but I don't think people were doing that anyway. Okay, just to make sure the PCB works after testing. Okay, all the keys works. Yeah, if you hear all the sounds, yes, that's what I'm doing on the testing. Now time to close the noise gate. And I will wash my hand, be right back. Actually, after I cleaning up this part. Yeah, you can see how my hair color was dramatically different, and also a little bit black from the back. Cool, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and let's see, the noise gate is, yeah, removed. Cool, so let me bring the keyboard back up. Yeah, so this is, hopefully I don't really block the light, LZCS CLS, and I don't know why the name is like that. And this is kind of a little bit scuffed away, but yeah, probably like due to the age of the keyboard. Okay, so let's try to unscrew. Okay, there were so many screws not screwed. That's probably because we have plenty of screws here and we don't really need them when you are not built. And okay, once you're built, you probably need those. Sure, we should be able to just like top mount the keyboard. Yeah, this silver is kind of like the old Sentry silver, similar to like what you can get from KB Defense, the silver. But don't judge the old keyboard by its finishing, because at the time it was not massive produced. So any keyboard is like very short amount, small amount of like order. Yeah, so I will always try to, you know, like embrace the history and see how like that evolved. And I'm also like, you know, trying to get some historical stuff without spending enormous amount of money, but it's definitely hard. So I think my best way is to offer free build service for those vintage boards, but this is not one I really want. So I'm still trying to build that for commission. So you can see this is made in Korea. Just has the 8 screws to screw the plate onto the top case, the traditional top mount. Yeah, at the time you don't really have, you know, gasket mount until you have like the OTD 356 mini. Top mount is like the norm at the time. It's simple, it's not like going to okay, now it's time to figure out how to I don't know how to make this guy working together. So we have layer of like acrylic. That layer was okay. Now I can take out the layer and try to see how that aligns with the PCB. So it looks like you are going to break this part if you not brick, there's no chance it will allow you to have the pacing. And the next question is like, how about the center part? Yeah, it's definitely not going to be useful if you're not brick that. And all these are like, you know, supporting that so it can still hold onto the case. But now it's the real thing. Otherwise it's so fragile, like it's very easy to break it. Okay, hopefully what I did is right. Okay, now it's very similar to like, you know, KBD 75 having acrylic layer between top and bottom case. So you can screw in the top and bottom case and allowing the like RGB underglow shine through. Yeah, so I'm actually, I would say like excited to see like KBD 75 become top mount. So it will be closer to this keyboard design. Like having brass weights, having top mount, having the acrylic mid layer. So it will be similar to this keyboard design and hopefully some nicer than the trim mount version of the KBD 75. Let's see if it all works. So the back sticking out a little bit, so we probably want to unscrew to realign. Full corners first. Make sure we got it aligned well. Yeah, looks okay. Yes, even though like the design was a little bit outdated, but you can see how the modern keyboard borrowed the design of that. And I don't know if it's the first one going this sandwiched acrylic layer, but that's definitely something interesting to see from a vintage Vod. Okay, now the board is fully assembled. We can left side, not kidding. So we can see the underglow on the side, on the back. To be honest, it's not so bad. It's not like you can imagine how a bad implemented top mount keyboard sucked. But also it's hard. If you like the top mount, you're going to love this one. Finally, a keyboard that I can use the numpad. You know, it's not always the case you can use your numpad on a keyboard. So that's going to be a keyboard that I can use finally. And I have so many Keycaps group by delay, so sad about that at this time. You're also putting on, so I'm still faster, right? I'm building 1800 while you're building technically 65%. No, I'm not trying to, you know, like race against of you, but just kidding. Okay, so this is the dot. So all the remaining keys should grab from my forever. Oh, these keycaps even have second B. I like that. Oh, sorry. For sure, taking the photos more important than having the keyboard built. Like, who care about the keyboard typing? Or even if it works, the photo is more important. I just finishing like the steps of soldering, so I just need to put all the keycaps out from my forever. Now we can no, now, but then we can do typing test. Thank you. My girlfriend did a fantastic job to not ruin it. But also I don't know what color we plan to do. I think we plan to do lilac, but it definitely happened to not be that purplish. Yeah, sometimes if you need to have like typing test, you don't even need the PCB working. You just do that. Yeah, I think I like how the OA switches color match with the classic blue. I mean, this classic blue is my keycaps, but I just want to have some kind of like color matching here. So internally I like it. You forgot to flash. Now the question on you: if you forgot to flash, how do you test all the keys? I hate when you have to like test multiple keys to verify the function works. So I always try to flash if possible. OA just like not going to get restocked. So stock. Price getting higher and higher. Oh, you custom flash. What did you do in your custom firmware? Also, finally, I can test what Miss Frosty's mentioned about OA. I think his favorite switch is OA. While my favorite switch is Alpaca, and I got affiliate with PrimeKB. So if you guys order from PrimeKB next time, feel free to open the link from my affiliate link. I thought they are, but looks like they have different composition as Tenji. Oh, macro. But did you need to do that with a firmware? Can you just do from a like via perspective of the macro and second layer? Yeah, they are different. I think their composition is not like 100% the same, but close. Maybe like just opposite direction of like the material used. Like some are used in top, bottom, some are in opposite direction. And I don't know how sound difference will be for these two. We have to see. Cool. So after this keyboard build and typing test, I will need to get some dinner and again watch some NBA games. Yeah, and this time I know NBA games didn't happen too early. Cool. So this is finished product called CLS, and it's from LZ, which is a very reputable Korean designer for the keyboard. And this is in silver color, which is very classic. And I'm using Classic Blue with the alternate keycaps from LED. And you can see this keyboard has underglow from the acrylic layer on the side. That's why I'm connecting the USB port with you when you're looking at that. Very subtle, but nice looking. And it has a big brass weight, so the whole keyboard is pretty heavy. And then I'm going to do some tests. Okay, so let me check out the monkey type. Cool typing test time. This is the LZ CLS N built with OA switches looped with Krytox 205G0. And steps are Zeal PC steps looped with Krytox 205G0 and direct grease. Keycaps are GMK Classic Blue. And this is top mount on aluminum plate. I need 60 seconds. Okay, I feel like this. Actually sounds pretty nice as a top mount keyboard. Yeah, maybe just another 30 seconds. But try again. I like how this top mount works. Actually, it doesn't really sound very hollow. Okay, yeah, I think pretty nice, and the mod sound. And to be honest, not really stiff. The aluminum plates were pretty nice, especially like this large size, so it didn't really give you like very stiff feeling. And top mount definitely give you some like, you know, consistent typing feeling. Yeah, maybe the mod sound is not the best I want, but yeah, still pretty nice. Match with the bare desk mat, yes. The Classic Blue. Yeah, if you look at that, everything match really nice. Okay, this could even be the photo of the stream, but yeah, this is pretty nice turns out. And numpad, I don't really use it, but yeah, if the client wants that, it's definitely a great one. But yeah, I think this is definitely a good sounding, like, you know, top mount keyboard. I don't really know like how top mount should sound. But I have like the KFECE, which sounds nice. I don't really have other top mounts usually. I don't like the devastating TKL sound. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, I don't really like the sound too much. The feel is nice, but not the sound. and what other top mount keyboards? Yeah, I don't really recall. Maybe some other client keyboard, but I don't really get impressed by the top mount keyboard usually from the client. But this one, I definitely like it. Okay, maybe I didn't even close the music. Yeah, nobody mentioned, right? But yeah, one more typing test without the music. But yeah, overall, I like the sound as top mount. Definitely go beyond my expectation. Yeah, I think the alpha sounds pretty nice. Maybe I need to tune a little bit more on the spacebar, but I'm not trying to use the stream time. Yes, you're right. I'm always trying to under loop the like spacebar or stabilizers. Yeah, let's see if I can save the spacebar within just like plugging the butt. Maybe we can end the stream in a perfect state, but I doubt. Oh god. My caps were almost stuck on my desk mat. But yeah, I definitely didn't give enough loop onto the spacebar, as I know there's always easy way to inject more. And I don't want to overloop, because overloop, bad. Underloop, fixable. But sometimes I feel like it matters with how your PCB is designed, how plate is mounted, the sound would go differently in different direction. So we'll see if this saves it. Feels like much better, huh? Okay, try one more. Cool, I think that sounds much better. Yeah, maybe left side a little bit more. Yeah, it's always wear out, so need to get some more loop time to time. And nice keyboard after all. So definitely changed my impression of top mount, because I thought, yeah, maybe there's only like one or two top mount can work better, work well. But yeah, this top mount is definitely one of my favorite sounding keyboard so far. It doesn't need to use like any form, it doesn't really sound like hollow, and it sounds nice, so I like it. But I don't know how you can get one like this nowadays. And also I don't like the fact it didn't really support VIR and QMK. So you have to like do the boot map, like something to change the key mapping. Luckily the key mapping changed to like, you know, a mapping that I will be able to use on the Mac. So I'm fine, but I'm not sure for the client. But yeah, hopefully client know how to map it. It's just like a little bit more work. Yeah, very nice sounding keyboard. Surprised about how this keyboard turns out. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, watch the keyboard building and hang out with me. Like this OA, like this classic blue on the silver. Flip the spacebar again to have different sound. Yeah, sometimes flip the spacebar is the key. Ooh. You catch the best part. Yeah, thank you. Have a good weekend. I got other keyboard to build on, but this is definitely the exciting one I built for the past few weeks. Cool. See you next time.